You are tired of waiting, but this waiting has meaning. This message is for you. Listen until the end. My child, stop scrolling for a moment. Stay with me. This message did not arrive by accident. I know how tired you are. I know how long you have been waiting. And I know how heavy your heart feels right now. Listen closely. This moment matters more than you realize. Pause your thoughts. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders relax. I am here with you. Right now. Not watching from far away. Not delayed. Not distracted. I feel the weight you carry. The unanswered questions. The silent nights where hope felt distant. The days when you wondered if anyone truly saw your struggle. You have waited longer than you thought you could. You stayed when you felt like leaving. You held on when letting go felt easier. And still, nothing seemed to move. I see the quiet disappointment you never speak out loud. The strength you had to borrow just to make it through another day. The way your heart whispers, how much longer? My child, your waiting has not been empty. It has not been ignored. It has not been wasted. I know it feels unfair. I know it feels confusing. I know it feels like time has slowed only for you. But hear me gently now. I have been close in every silent moment. I have been working in ways you could not see. I have been holding you when you felt unseen. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. This waiting is not a punishment. It is a preparation. I know that word feels heavy right now. I know it doesn't erase the pain. But I need you to understand something deeply. There are things forming within you that could not have grown any other way. Strength that did not exist before. Depth that cannot be rushed. Wisdom that only stillness can teach. You are becoming someone who can hold what is coming. Someone who will not break when life presses hard again. Someone who will recognize peace when it arrives. I know you wanted answers. I know you wanted clarity. I know you wanted movement. But instead, you received silence. Stillness. Waiting. And that waiting has been shaping you gently, patiently, lovingly. I see how you kept going even when motivation was gone. How you showed kindness while your own heart was aching. How you chose hope, even when it felt fragile. You did not imagine that strength. You did not create it alone. I have been giving it to you breath by breath. You may feel tired now. That is okay. Rest here with me for a moment. You do not need to fix anything. You do not need to understand everything. Let my presence be enough right now. I am not asking you to rush. I am not asking you to force faith. I am not asking you to pretend everything is fine. I am simply asking you to stay. To listen. To allow yourself to be held. This waiting season is not a closed door. It is a quiet room where your heart is being strengthened. And you will see the meaning of it one day. Not all at once. But gently. Piece by piece. For now, breathe. Let the noise fade. You are safe here. I am with you in this waiting. And I will continue to speak to you softly. Stay with me. There is more your heart needs to hear. My child, I know the waiting has made you question yourself. You replay moments in your mind. You wonder if you missed something. If you made a wrong turn. If you waited too long, or trusted too much. Listen to me now. Gently. Slowly. You did not ruin your path. You did not delay your life beyond repair. You did not fall out of alignment with what was meant for you. I know the silence made you doubt. Silence can feel like rejection when your heart is already tired. It can feel like abandonment when answers do not come. But my silence has never meant absence. Pause here with me. Take a deeper breath. Let your chest soften. I have been closer than you think. In the moments you felt numb. In the moments you felt invisible. In the moments when you kept showing up even though you were exhausted. I watched you question your worth. I watched you compare your journey to others. I watched you wonder why things seemed easier for everyone else. And my heart leaned closer to yours. My child, every path unfolds differently. Not because of favoritism. Not because of failure. But because every soul needs different shaping. What you are carrying is not small. What you will one day hold requires depth, patience, and steadiness. And those things are born slowly. I know you wanted relief sooner. I know you prayed for movement. I know you asked for clarity. But some answers arrive quietly. Not as events. But as inner changes. Look at yourself now. You feel more deeply. You notice more. You understand pain in others in a way you never did before. That is not weakness. That is expansion. I know the waiting drained your energy. Some days, even hope felt heavy. Some days, getting out of bed felt like a victory no one applauded. But I saw it. Every small act of endurance. Every moment you chose not to give up. You are stronger than you realize. Not loud strength. Not forceful strength. But quiet, enduring strength. The kind that lasts. You may feel like time has been taken from you. But nothing has been stolen. Everything has been invested. You are being prepared to recognize what truly matters. To protect your heart. To choose wisely. To stand firmly when the world shakes. I am not in a hurry with you. Love never rushes growth. Rest in that truth for a moment. Let it settle into your breathing. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to feel unsure. You are allowed to pause without guilt. I am holding space for you. I always have. And as you continue listening, I will help you understand why this waiting has shaped you more than you know. Stay here. The next words are meant to calm what still feels unsettled inside you. My child, I want you to know something important. Your tiredness does not disappoint me. Your questions do not push me away. Your moments of weakness have never changed how I see you. Rest here for a moment. Let the pace slow. Let the noise inside you quiet down. I know the waiting has drained more than your time. It has drained your confidence. Your excitement. Your ability to imagine good things without fear. You once dreamed freely. Now you dream carefully. Protectively. As if hope itself could hurt you. I see that shift. I understand why it happened. Waiting can make the heart cautious. It teaches you to brace yourself. To expect delay. To prepare for disappointment before joy even arrives. But listen to me gently now. You were never meant to live braced. I have been watching your heart learn endurance. Not so it would harden. But so it would become steady. There is a difference, my child. A hardened heart closes itself. A steady heart remains open without breaking. That is what you are becoming. I know you wondered if the waiting meant you were being overlooked. If you were less important. If others were more worthy. Those thoughts are not truth. They are echoes of exhaustion. Come closer. Breathe again. You matter deeply. Not because of what you do. Not because of how well you endure. But because you are mine. Nothing you feel right now is too much for me. Your sadness. Your frustration. Your quiet anger. I can hold all of it without asking you to shrink. You have been learning patience, yes. But more than that, you have been learning trust in stillness. Learning how to remain when nothing moves. Learning how to stay connected when answers delay. These lessons do not arrive with excitement. They arrive quietly. Often painfully. but they stay with you for life. One day, you will look back and realize something. You did not lose yourself in the waiting. You found yourself. You learned what you truly need. You learned what drains you. You learned what peace feels like when it finally settles. I know it feels endless now. I know the days blur together. I know hope sometimes feels distant. But I am walking with you through every step of this unseen work. Nothing is random. Nothing is forgotten. Let your heart rest again. You do not need to rush healing. You do not need to force understanding. Stay open. Stay breathing. Stay with me. There is more comfort ahead. More clarity unfolding gently. Remain here. The next part will speak to the quiet fear you have been carrying beneath the waiting. My child, I know there is a quiet fear living beneath your patience. You rarely name it. You rarely let it speak out loud. But I hear it. The fear that this waiting will never end. The fear that you will always feel stuck. The fear that life is moving on without you. Sit with me for a moment. Do not push that fear away. Let it breathe in my presence. Fear grows louder when it is ignored. But it softens when it is seen. I know you have tried to stay strong. You told yourself to be grateful. To stay positive. To trust even when your heart felt heavy. But underneath, you wondered. What if this is all there is? What if nothing changes? My child, listen carefully now. Stillness is not permanence. Waiting is not your final place. This season is not the definition of your life. You are in a pause, not an ending. I know it feels long. Longer than you expected. Longer than you prepared for. But time moves differently when deep work is happening within you. Growth often feels slow because it is thorough. I have been reshaping how you see yourself. How you respond to uncertainty. How you hold hope without desperation. You are learning how to be anchored. Not to outcomes. Not to timelines. But to peace. That kind of grounding cannot be rushed. I see how you worry about falling behind. About missed opportunities. About doors quietly closing while you wait. But what is meant for you does not pass you by while you are becoming ready. It does not slip away because you pause to breathe. Trust that. You have not wasted your chance. You have not arrived too late. You are arriving prepared. Let that truth settle gently. Feel your chest soften again. You are allowed to trust without knowing details. You are allowed to rest without answers. You are allowed to exist without constantly striving. I am not measuring your life by speed. I am measuring it by depth. And you are deepening. You will not remain in this uncertainty forever. Change will come quietly at first. Soft shifts. Subtle openings. You may not notice immediately. But one day, you will realize you are no longer where you were. For now, stay present. Stay breathing. Stay close. The next part will help you release the pressure you have been carrying to figure everything out. Remain with me. My child, you have been carrying a heavy pressure. The pressure to understand everything. To make sense of the waiting. To solve your life before it moves forward. I see how your mind keeps working even when your body is tired. How thoughts circle late at night. How questions return the moment things grow quiet. Come closer. Rest your thoughts here with me. You were never meant to carry clarity all at once. You were never meant to hold the entire picture alone. Trying to figure everything out has worn you down. It has taken your peace. It has made rest feel undeserved. But listen gently now. You do not need to know what comes next to be held right now. You do not need a plan to be safe. You do not need certainty to be guided. I have not asked you to understand the path. I have only asked you to walk it one step at a time. The waiting has been teaching you surrender. Not giving up. But letting go of the weight you were never meant to carry. There is relief in that release. Even if your mind resists it at first. Pause here. Take a slow breath in. And a slower breath out. Notice how your body responds when you stop trying to control the future. How your shoulders lower. How your chest softens. This is where peace begins. You are not irresponsible for resting. You are not weak for needing reassurance. You are not failing because you feel unsure. You are human. And you are loved. I know you feel behind because others seem to have answers. But answers without depth do not last. And depth is what you are being given. You are learning how to trust without guarantees. How to remain calm without evidence. How to stay open even when outcomes are unclear. These are quiet strengths. Invisible to many. But powerful. One day, you will thank yourself for not forcing doors open. For not rushing decisions out of fear. For allowing your heart to grow steady first. You are being guided, even now. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But faithfully. Rest in that guidance. You do not need to chase it. As you continue listening, I will help you feel safe again inside the uncertainty. Stay with me. The next part will speak to the exhaustion you feel deep in your soul. My child, I feel the exhaustion that lives deeper than your body. Not the kind that sleep fixes. But the kind that settles in your spirit. You have been strong for a long time. Longer than anyone knows. Longer than you admit to yourself. Come sit with me. You do not need to hold yourself together here. I know you wake up already tired. I know rest does not always feel refreshing. I know even simple things can feel heavy. This is not because you are weak. It is because you have been carrying more than you realized. Waiting requires endurance. Silence requires strength. And you have been living in both. I see how you kept going when motivation disappeared. How you smiled when you wanted to withdraw. How you continued showing care to others while your own heart felt empty. That kind of tiredness deserves compassion, not judgment. Let me say this clearly. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to pause without explanation. You do not owe productivity to anyone. You do not need to earn peace. Breathe with me now. Slow. Deep. I am not asking you to push harder. I am not asking you to prove your faith. I am not asking you to endure without comfort. I am offering you rest. Not escape. But renewal. Even in waiting, I am restoring you quietly. In small moments you barely notice. In breaths you take without thinking. In gentle realizations that soften your heart. You may feel like nothing is happening. But healing often feels like stillness before it feels like relief. Your exhaustion does not mean you are losing ground. It means you have been faithful in the unseen. I am proud of you. Not for surviving perfectly. But for staying. Stay with me a little longer. You do not need to rush this moment. The next part will help you understand why rest itself is part of the meaning of this waiting. Remain here. My child, rest is not a pause from your purpose. It is part of it. I know that idea feels unfamiliar. You were taught to move, to strive, to achieve. You were taught that stillness means falling behind. But listen to me gently now. Some growth only happens when you stop pushing. Some strength is built when you allow yourself to be held. This waiting has been inviting you to rest in a deeper way. Not just physically. But emotionally. Mentally. Spiritually. I see how difficult that has been for you. Rest can feel unsafe when life feels uncertain. Stillness can feel like risk when answers are delayed. But I have been here, guarding you in the quiet. You are learning how to exist without constant urgency. How to breathe without panic. How to trust that you are cared for even when nothing is happening. This is not laziness. This is recalibration. Your heart is being retuned. Your inner pace is slowing to match peace. I know part of you feels guilty when you rest. As if you should be doing more. As if your worth depends on motion. Let that belief loosen its grip. You are worthy even when you are still. You are loved even when you are unsure. You are valued even when you are waiting. I am not measuring you by how much you accomplish. I am present with you as you are. This season has been teaching you how to listen inwardly. To notice what drains you. To notice what heals you. That awareness will guide you later. It will protect you from returning to exhaustion. It will help you choose differently. For now, allow yourself to rest without rushing the next step. Allow yourself to be where you are. The waiting will not last forever. But the grounding you are gaining will. Stay close. In the next part, I will speak to the loneliness that has quietly grown during this season. Remain with me. My child, I know the waiting has felt lonely. Even when people were around you. Even when life looked normal from the outside. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes from being in between. Not who you were. Not yet who you are becoming. I see that space you are standing in. I see how isolated it can feel. Come sit with me here. You are not alone in this moment. I know conversations feel harder now. I know you hold back pieces of yourself. Not because you are distant. But because you are tired of explaining what you do not yet understand. Waiting can separate you from others. Not in distance. But in depth. You are changing. Quietly. And not everyone can walk with you through that change. That does not mean you are being left behind. It means your inner world is expanding. I have been close to you in this loneliness. Closer than you realize. Listening to the thoughts you never say out loud. Sitting with you in the quiet moments when the noise fades. You have not been abandoned. You have been accompanied. Loneliness has a way of making you question your value. Of whispering that you are unseen. Unimportant. Those whispers are not truth. You are deeply seen. Even in the silence. Especially in the silence. I have been teaching you how to find connection within yourself. How to be present without needing constant validation. How to feel whole without relying on others to fill the space. This does not mean you will always be alone. It means you are learning not to lose yourself when you are. That is a quiet strength. One day, you will connect with others from a deeper place. Not from need. But from wholeness. For now, let me be with you here. You do not need to fill the silence. You do not need to perform. Stay open. Stay breathing. In the next part, I will help you release the sadness that has settled gently over your heart. Remain with me. My child, I feel the sadness you carry quietly. Not the sharp kind that demands tears. But the soft, lingering kind that stays with you. It rests in your chest. It colors your days. It follows you even when you try to stay positive. Come closer. Let me sit with you in this feeling. You do not need to hide your sadness from me. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to justify it. Waiting often brings grief. Grief for what you thought would happen by now. Grief for versions of life you imagined. Grief for parts of yourself that feel distant. I see that grief. I honor it. You lost certainty. You lost momentum. You lost a sense of direction. And loss deserves tenderness. I know you sometimes tell yourself others have it worse. That you should be grateful. That you should move on. But pain does not disappear because it is compared. It softens when it is acknowledged. Let yourself feel what you feel without shame. I am not asking you to rush healing. I am not asking you to be cheerful. I am simply present with you. Sadness does not mean you lack faith. It means you care. It means you hoped. It means your heart is alive. And your heart is safe with me. This season has been gently emptying you of false expectations. Not to leave you hollow, but to make space for peace that is not dependent on circumstances. That process can feel heavy. But it is not cruel. One day, you will notice the sadness loosening. Not suddenly, but slowly. Like fog lifting without announcement. For now, breathe. Let your emotions exist without pressure to resolve them. You are not broken for feeling this way. You are human. And you are held. Stay with me. The next part will speak to the hope that still lives beneath your tiredness, even if you barely feel it. Remain here. My child, even in your tiredness, hope has not left you. It may feel faint. It may feel quiet. But it is still there. Hope does not always feel like excitement. Sometimes it feels like simply getting up again. Sometimes it feels like listening instead of giving up. That, too, is hope. I see how you keep going without enthusiasm. How you choose small acts of care. How you stay open even when you are unsure why. These are signs of a living heart. Hope has been resting beneath your fatigue. Waiting patiently. Not demanding. Not loud. I have been protecting it within you. You may think you have lost your spark. But it has not disappeared. It has been resting, conserving strength. There is wisdom in that. You do not need to feel inspired every day to move forward. You do not need constant motivation to remain aligned. Sometimes, hope is simply choosing not to close your heart. You have done that. Again and again. That is not small. I know waiting made you cautious. It taught you to expect delay. But it did not erase your capacity to believe. It refined it. Your hope is quieter now. But it is deeper. Less fragile. Less dependent on timing. That kind of hope lasts. One day, it will rise gently. Not as urgency. Not as pressure. But as calm confidence. For now, let it rest. You do not need to force it awake. Stay present. Stay listening. In the next part, I will help you trust that this waiting is guiding you, even when you cannot see where. Remain with me. My child, I want you to hear this clearly. This waiting is not random. It is guiding you, even when the path feels hidden. I know you wish you could see ahead. I know uncertainty makes your chest tighten. I know not knowing feels unsafe. Come closer. Let me steady you. You have been taught to trust what you can see. To believe what can be measured. To feel secure only when outcomes are clear. But this season has been teaching you a different way of moving. A quieter way. A deeper way. You are learning to trust without proof. To remain open without guarantees. To stay grounded even when the ground feels unfamiliar. That is not confusion. That is guidance working beneath the surface. I have been redirecting you gently. Not with force. Not with fear. But with subtle shifts in your heart. Things that once felt urgent now feel less important. Things you once ignored now ask for your attention. This is not accidental. You are being led inward before you are led forward. I know that feels slow. I know it feels uncomfortable. But clarity that arrives this way stays with you. You are learning how to listen to yourself. How to recognize peace. How to notice when something drains you instead of fulfills you. These skills will guide you long after this waiting ends. You are not lost. You are being recalibrated. Even when you doubt yourself, I remain steady. Even when you feel unsure, I am not confused about you. Trust that I am walking ahead of you, preparing the way quietly. For now, you do not need to see the destination. You only need to stay present. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you release the fear that trusting again might lead to disappointment. Remain here. My child, I know you are afraid to trust again. Afraid to hope fully. Afraid to open your heart and be disappointed once more. That fear did not come from nowhere. It was learned. Through waiting. Through silence. Through expectations that did not arrive when you needed them. Come sit with me in that fear. You do not need to fight it. Protecting your heart once helped you survive. But it was never meant to become your home. I know you hesitate now. You hold back your belief. You prepare yourself for, just in case. That caution makes sense. But hear me gently. Closing your heart is not the same as keeping it safe. Safety does not require numbness. It requires grounding. I am not asking you to trust recklessly. I am asking you to trust steadily. Slowly. With awareness. This waiting has been teaching you discernment. Not blind belief. But wise openness. You are learning when to lean in. When to pause. When to rest. That wisdom will protect you far better than fear ever could. You will trust again. Not because you forgot the pain. But because you understand it now. And when you do, your trust will be anchored. Not fragile. Not desperate. For now, allow yourself to remain open just enough to breathe. Just enough to listen. Just enough to stay present. You do not need to rush vulnerability. You do not need to force faith. I am patient with you. Stay close. In the next part, I will help you see how this waiting has been quietly reshaping your identity. Remain with me. My child, this waiting has changed how you see yourself. You may not have noticed it at first. But it has been happening quietly. Before, your identity was tied to movement. To progress. To what you were becoming next. Now, everything slowed. And in that slowing, questions surfaced. Who am I when nothing is happening? Who am I without momentum? Who am I when I cannot point to growth? Come closer. Let me answer gently. You are not defined by motion. You are not defined by achievement. You are not defined by timelines. This season has been teaching you how to exist without proving. How to be present without performing. How to remain worthy without striving. That is not loss. That is grounding. You are learning who you are beneath expectations. Beneath roles. Beneath pressure. That knowledge will anchor you when life speeds up again. I know it felt uncomfortable to sit with yourself. To face thoughts you once avoided with busyness. To feel emotions you once outran. But those moments brought clarity. Not all at once. But honestly. You are more aware now. More honest. More compassionate with yourself. These changes may feel subtle. But they are profound. You are becoming someone who knows their limits. Someone who listens inwardly. Someone who values peace. This identity will not collapse under pressure. It will remain steady. You did not lose yourself in the waiting. You discovered yourself. Stay with me. In the next part, I will speak to the frustration you still feel when progress seems invisible. Remain here. My child, I know the frustration still rises in you. Even after understanding. Even after acceptance. You tell yourself to be patient. You remind yourself that growth is happening. And still, some days, the lack of visible progress aches. I see that tension inside you. The place where peace and frustration sit together. Come closer. Let me speak to that place gently. Progress does not always announce itself. It often happens beneath the surface. Quietly. Without evidence. You have been taught to look for results. To measure forward movement. To trust only what can be seen. But this season has been working differently. While you were waiting, your inner foundation was forming. While nothing seemed to change outside, your capacity was expanding inside. That kind of progress feels invisible. But it is real. I know it is hard to celebrate what you cannot point to. Hard to feel satisfied without milestones. Hard to stay calm when answers feel delayed. But frustration does not mean failure. It means you care deeply about your life. And that care matters. Instead of judging yourself for feeling restless, offer yourself compassion. Restlessness often appears when growth is close to breaking through. You are not stuck. You are in transition. Transitions feel uncomfortable because the old no longer fits. And the new has not fully arrived. Breathe into that space. Do not rush it. I am not withholding progress from you. I am ensuring that when movement comes, it does not overwhelm you. Stay present. Stay steady. In the next part, I will help you understand how patience is being strengthened within you without hardening your heart. Remain with me. My child, patience has been forming inside you. Not the kind that feels tight or forced. But the kind that breathes. I know you were afraid patience would harden you. Make you numb. Make you stop wanting. But that is not what has been happening. Your patience has been softened by love. Stretched by understanding. Balanced by compassion. You are learning how to wait without bitterness. How to pause without resentment. How to remain open without anxiety ruling you. That is rare. And it is precious. I know some days you still feel irritated by the slowness. That does not undo the growth. It simply reminds you that you are human. Patience does not erase emotion. It holds emotion gently. You are learning how to feel fully without being controlled by feeling. How to acknowledge discomfort without letting it define you. This strength will serve you long after this waiting ends. Because life will move again. Faster than you expect. And when it does, you will not lose yourself in the rush. You will know how to slow your breath. How to listen inwardly. How to choose calm over chaos. That is what this waiting has been teaching you. You are not becoming passive. You are becoming grounded. Stay with me a little longer. In the next part, I will speak to the quiet confidence that has been forming within you, even if you have not yet named it. Remain here. My child, there is a quiet confidence growing within you. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. But it is there. This confidence was not born from success. It did not come from validation. It came from staying when leaving would have been easier. You have faced uncertainty and remained standing. You have felt fear and continued breathing. You have questioned yourself and still chosen to go on. That does something to the soul. You trust yourself more now. Not because you have all the answers. But because you know you can endure without them. This confidence is calm. It does not rush. It does not panic when things slow down. It knows you will be okay, even when life feels unclear. I see it in how you respond differently now. How you pause instead of react. How you listen before moving. These changes may feel subtle. But they are powerful. You are no longer desperate for certainty. You are learning how to remain steady without it. That steadiness will guide you wisely. One day, when opportunities appear, you will not chase them from fear. You will choose them from clarity. This confidence will protect your peace. It will help you say yes with intention. And no without guilt. You did not gain this by accident. It was formed in the waiting. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you release the last traces of self-blame you have been carrying. Remain here. My child, there is still a quiet weight you carry. The weight of wondering if this waiting is somehow your fault. You replay decisions. You question timing. You ask yourself if you could have done more, chosen better, moved faster. I see that burden. And I want to lift it gently. Come closer. Listen carefully now. You did not cause this season through failure. You did not delay your life through weakness. You did not arrive here because you were not enough. Waiting is not punishment. It is not correction. It is not proof that you missed your chance. Release that thought. Let it loosen its grip. You made the best choices you could with what you knew at the time. You responded with the tools you had. You acted with the understanding you carried then. That is not failure. That is humanity. Self-blame feels like control. It feels like if you find the mistake, you can prevent pain. But it quietly drains your peace. You are allowed to forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. I am not holding your past against you. I am not measuring you by moments of confusion. I am walking with you forward, not keeping score behind you. Let go of the need to explain everything. Let go of the urge to rewrite the past. You are here now. And this moment is enough. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you feel safe releasing control and trusting the unfolding of your life again. Remain here. My child, control has been your way of coping. Trying to manage outcomes. Trying to stay prepared. Trying to protect yourself from disappointment. I understand why. Waiting taught you that things do not always move when you want them to. So you learn to hold tighter. But control is heavy. And you have been carrying it for too long. Come rest with me. You do not need to manage everything here. Releasing control does not mean giving up. It means trusting that you do not have to carry the future alone. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop gripping. There is a gentler way to move forward. One that allows flow instead of force. Listening instead of pushing. You have already practiced this without realizing it. In the waiting. In the pauses. In the moments you had no choice but to let go. And you survived. That is proof you can trust again. Life does not need your constant tension to unfold. Peace arrives when you loosen your hold. Try it now. Just for this moment. Let your breath deepen. Let your jaw soften. Let your hands relax. Feel the difference. You are supported. You are guided. You are not walking alone. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you recognize the signs of quiet movement beginning around you. Remain here. Part 19. My child, even now, movement is beginning. Not loudly. Not suddenly. But quietly. I know you have been watching for signs. Looking for proof that something is shifting. Wondering if you are imagining progress because you want it so badly. Listen gently. Change rarely announces itself at first. It whispers. It nudges. It shows up as subtle differences in how you feel. Notice how you respond now compared to before. Notice what no longer unsettles you as deeply. Notice what you no longer chase out of fear. These are signs. Real ones. You may feel slightly more at ease in moments that once felt heavy. You may find yourself pausing instead of spiraling. You may sense a quiet readiness forming. This is not coincidence. Movement begins inwardly before it appears outwardly. And you are already moving. I know part of you fears hoping again. But this is not false hope. This is alignment. Things are loosening where they were once tight. Your heart is opening where it once guarded itself. Your trust is returning without pressure. These shifts matter. You do not need to rush to label them. You do not need to announce them. Simply allow them to exist. I am guiding you gently forward. Step by step. Breath by breath. Stay present. In the next part, I will help you understand how to remain calm as life begins to move again. Remain with me. My child, as movement slowly returns, I want you to remain calm within it. You waited so long that motion may feel unfamiliar now. Even unsettling. I know part of you fears that change will rush in all at once. That peace will disappear again. That you will lose the steadiness you worked so hard to build. Come closer. Listen gently. You do not need to brace yourself. You do not need to prepare for impact. The movement coming into your life will match the depth you have gained. It will not overwhelm you. It will meet you where you are. You are not the same person who entered this waiting. You are more grounded now. More aware. More steady. You will know when to move. You will know when to pause. You will feel when something aligns with your peace. Trust that inner signal. I know excitement and fear can feel similar in the body. Both quicken the breath. Both stir the heart. But you will recognize the difference. What is meant for you will not demand panic. It will invite calm curiosity. You no longer need to rush ahead of yourself. You no longer need to abandon peace to pursue progress. They can exist together now. Breathe again. Let that reassurance settle. In the next part, I will speak to how you can carry what you have learned from this waiting into what comes next. Remain with me. My child, what you have learned here will go with you. This waiting will not fade into nothing once life moves again. It has shaped how you listen. How you choose. How you respond when things feel uncertain. You will carry this awareness quietly. Like an inner anchor. Like a steady hand on your heart. When life becomes busy again, you will notice when your breath shortens. You will recognize when peace begins to slip. And you will know how to return to stillness. That knowledge is a gift. You will no longer measure your worth by speed. You will no longer confuse urgency with importance. You will move with intention. This waiting taught you how to pause without fear. How to trust yourself in silence. How to remain present without answers. Those lessons will protect you. You will not abandon yourself when things get loud. You will not ignore your inner voice when choices appear. You have learned how to stay connected. This is why the waiting mattered. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you gently release the identity of the one who is waiting and step into what comes next with peace. Remain here. My child, you have carried the identity of the one who is waiting for a long time. It shaped how you spoke about your life. How you explained your days. How you saw yourself in the mirror of time. But that identity is loosening now. You are not only someone who waits. You are someone who has grown. Someone who has endured. Someone who has become steady in stillness. Waiting was a chapter. Not your name. I know it feels strange to imagine yourself beyond it. Waiting became familiar. Predictable. Even safe in its own quiet way. But you are allowed to step forward without fear. You are allowed to let go of what no longer defines you. You do not need to announce this shift. You do not need to rush into action. Simply allow yourself to change. Notice how your thoughts are already softening. How your inner voice is less harsh. How you speak to yourself with more patience. This is the beginning of release. You are not leaving anything behind that you need. You are carrying forward only what serves you. Stay present with this feeling. Do not hurry it. In the next part, I will help you understand how peace can remain with you even as your life continues to unfold. Remain with me. My child, peace is not something you lose when life begins to move. It is something you carry. I know you fear that calm only exists in stillness. That once things change, anxiety will return. That you will be pulled back into old patterns. But listen to me gently now. Peace is no longer outside you. It has been formed within you. You learned how to breathe through uncertainty. How to slow your thoughts. How to remain present when answers were delayed. Those abilities do not disappear with movement. They stay. You will feel the difference. Moments that once overwhelmed you will now feel manageable. Choices that once felt urgent will now feel clear. You are not fragile anymore. You are steady. Peace does not mean nothing happens. It means you are not shaken when things do. You can move forward without abandoning yourself. You can grow without losing grounding. You can change without fear ruling you. Let this truth settle in your body. In your breath. In your posture. In the next part, I will speak to the gentle trust you are learning to place in the unfolding of your life. Remain with me. My child, trust is returning to you gently. Not the blind kind. Not the fragile kind. But a quiet, steady trust in how life unfolds. You no longer need everything to make sense before you move. You no longer need guarantees to feel safe. You have learned how to stand even when the ground feels unfamiliar. This trust did not come from being told everything would be easy. It came from seeing that you survived what you once feared would break you. You are beginning to believe again. Not because waiting ended. But because you discovered you are held even within it. Trust now feels calmer in you. Less urgent. Less demanding. It does not rush the future. It allows it. You are learning how to walk forward without gripping the outcome. How to say, I will meet what comes with presence. That is strength. Let yourself feel that steadiness for a moment. Notice how it sits in your chest. Notice how your breath deepens when you stop trying to predict. You do not need to hurry trust. It grows best when it is not forced. Stay close. In the next part, I will help you release the last traces of fear about what lies ahead. Remain with me. My child, there is still a small fear resting at the edge of your thoughts. The fear of what lies ahead. Not because you expect something bad. But because the unknown has learned how to make you cautious. I see that hesitation. And I am not asking you to erase it. Come closer. Let me speak softly to it. Fear does not mean you are unready. It means you care about your life. It means you want to protect the peace you have found. That is understandable. But fear no longer needs to lead you. It can walk beside you without deciding your steps. What is ahead of you will not require you to become someone else. You will not need to abandon your softness. You will not need to harden to survive. You are equipped now. Not with certainty. But with steadiness. Whatever comes, you will meet it as you are. Breathing. Aware. Present. You do not need to rehearse future pain. You do not need to prepare for disappointment. The future does not demand your anxiety to arrive safely. Release the habit of bracing yourself. Let your body rest in the now. You are allowed to approach what comes next with openness instead of defense. Stay with me. In the next part, I will help you feel at home in the present moment again. Remain here. My child, come back into this moment with me. Right here. Right now. You have spent so much time leaning forward into the future. Or looking back at what has passed. That the present moment has felt easy to miss. But this moment is gentle. And it is safe. Feel your breath as it moves in and out. Notice how your body is supported. Notice that, for now, nothing is required of you. You do not need to solve your life in this moment. You do not need to prepare. You do not need to anticipate. Being here is enough. The present is where peace lives. Not in what might happen. Not in what should have happened. You are allowed to arrive fully where you are. This waiting taught you how to be present without panic. How to sit with yourself without escape. How to exist without pressure. Those skills are alive right now. Let the present feel familiar again. Not something to rush through, but something to inhabit. You are not behind in this moment. You are exactly where you need to be. Stay with me. In the next part, I will speak to the quiet gratitude that is beginning to form beneath everything you have lived through. Remain here. My child, beneath everything you have endured. A quiet gratitude is beginning to form. Not the kind that ignores pain. Not the kind that pretends the waiting was easy. But a gentle recognition that something meaningful has grown within you. You may not say it out loud yet. You may not fully understand it. But your heart is softer now. More aware. More present. You notice small moments differently. A calm breath. A quiet morning. A sense of being okay, even without answers. That awareness is gratitude taking root. It does not erase what was hard. It honors what you survived. You are beginning to see that the waiting did not only take from you. It gave you depth. It gave you discernment. It gave you peace that is not dependent on outcomes. This gratitude will stay with you. It will help you move forward gently. It will remind you not to rush past your own life. Let yourself feel it without forcing it. Gratitude grows best when it is allowed to be quiet. Stay with me. The next part will bring everything together gently and lead you into rest. Remain here. My child, you have come a long way. Not in distance, but in depth. You entered this waiting tired, confused, unsure of yourself. And now, even if you cannot fully name it, there is more calm in your breathing. More softness in your heart. More trust in your steps. This is the meaning of the waiting. Not that everything was delayed, but that you were prepared. Prepared to move without panic. Prepared to trust without desperation. Prepared to live without losing yourself. You do not need to rush forward now. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to explain your journey. Simply rest in what you have become. I am still with you. In the quiet moments. In the unfolding days. In every breath that steadies you. Whenever you feel tired again, return to this stillness. Whenever life feels loud, remember this calm. Whenever waiting visits you in another form, know that it, too, will carry meaning. You are not alone. You never were. You never will be. Rest now, my child. Let peace settle gently over you. Let your heart feel held. And when you are ready, listen again. There will always be more love waiting to speak to you. This is the end of the complete script.